Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Do you feel stressed, undervalued, or stuck in your job? If so, not many people experience feelings, and they can be indicators of a toxic workplace. A toxic work environment is one that negatively impacts your mental, emotional, and sometimes even physical health. It can make going to work feel like a chore, and can leave you feeling drained and unfulfilled. Today, we're going to delve into this topic and highlight the top 5 signs you might be working in a toxic environment. These signs include excessive stress, lack of inclusivity, underpayment, absence of advancement opportunities, and a lack of promotion of self-care. As we go through these signs, consider your own workplace. Do these signs resonate you? If they do, it might be time to reassess. Let's explore the top 5 signs that indicate you may be working in a toxic environment. And before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button if you find this video helpful, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on our informative content. The first sign of a toxic work environment is excessive stress. Now, it's important to understand that stress in moderation is a normal part of life. It can even be a motivating factor, pushing us to meet deadlines, achieve goals, and surpass expectations. However, when stress becomes a constant, unwelcome companion, it can take a serious toll on your mental and physical health. Imagine this scenario. Your alarm rings in the morning, and the first emotion you feel is dread. The thought of heading into work fills you with anxiety, and the workday hasn't even begun. Throughout the day, you're on edge, your heart pounding in your chest as you try to juggle a never-ending list of tasks. Deadlines loom like dark clouds, and the pressure to perform is intense. You're working long hours, often taking work home, and it's eating into your personal time. You struggle to sleep at night, plagued by worries about work. Does this sound familiar? This chronic state of stress can lead to a range of health issues such as insomnia, headaches, high blood pressure, and even heart disease. It can also result in mental health problems like depression and anxiety. When you're in this state, it's hard to be your best self, let alone perform effectively at work. But stress isn't just harmful to individuals. It can also damage the overall work environment. High-stress environments often lead to high employee turnover, low morale, and reduced productivity. It's like a domino effect. The stress of one person can easily spread to others, creating a toxic cycle that's hard to break. So, if you're feeling the weight of excessive stress, it's time to take a step back and evaluate. Are these feelings occasional or constant? Is the source of your stress a challenging project or the work environment itself? Is the level of stress manageable, or is it affecting your health and happiness? These questions can help you understand whether the stress is a normal response to workplace challenges or a sign of a deeper problem. If you're feeling overwhelmingly stressed, it may be a red flag that the work environment is toxic and detrimental to your well-being. The second sign is a lack of inclusivity. In a healthy and thriving work environment, every individual, irrespective of their background, is made to feel part of the team. They feel heard, seen, and valued. Unfortunately, a toxic work environment often lacks this important element of inclusivity. In such a setting, you may notice a clear divide among employees based on various factors like race, gender, age, or even job roles. People from certain backgrounds may be excluded or marginalized, not given equal opportunities or fair treatment. This can take many forms, from informal cliques that exclude others, to systemic biases in hiring and promotion decisions. Discrimination also plays a big role in creating a non-inclusive environment. If you feel that you've been treated unfairly because of who you are or where you come from, it's a glaring sign of toxicity. Discrimination can be subtle, like offhand comments that belittle your identity or achievements, or it can be blatant, like being passed over for promotions despite your qualifications and hard work. Now you might wonder, why is inclusivity so important? Well, inclusivity fosters a sense of belonging, which directly impacts employee morale, productivity, and motivation. It encourages diverse ideas, leading to innovative solutions. When employees feel included, they're more likely to collaborate, contribute, and stay loyal to the organization. But in a non-inclusive workplace, creativity is stifled, collaboration is hindered, and overall morale takes a hit. Employees may feel undervalued and unseen, leading to disengagement and dissatisfaction. So if you find yourself in a situation where you feel excluded, marginalized, or discriminated against, don't dismiss your feelings. these are valid concerns that need to be addressed. Speak up, reach out to someone you trust, or your HR department. It's important to remember that your worth is not defined by others' biases or prejudices. Everyone deserves to feel valued and respected in their workplace. Feeling underpaid is the third sign of a toxic work environment. This is more than just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about feeling valued, about feeling that your time, effort, and skills are being recognized and appreciated. It's about fairness and respect. When you're underpaid, it can feel like a slap in the face. It's as if your employer is saying, "We don't think your work is worth much." That's a tough message to hear, and it can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration. You might start to ask yourself, why should I work so hard if I'm not being fairly compensated? Being underpaid can also lead to disengagement. If you don't feel that your employer values your work, you might not see the point in going the extra mile or putting in your best effort. You might start doing only the bare minimum, or you might start looking for another job. And let's not forget about the stress that can come from being underpaid. If you're not earning enough to cover your bills and other expenses, it can lead to a lot of financial stress. You might have to work extra hours or take on a second job just to make ends meet, which can leave you feeling exhausted and burnt out. But it's not just about you. When employees are underpaid, it can create a toxic work environment. It can lead to resentment and tension among the team. Employees might start to compete with each other for raises and promotions, rather than working together to achieve common goals. So it's clear that being underpaid is more than just a financial issue. It's a sign of a toxic work environment, and it's something that should be addressed. If you feel that you're being underpaid, it's important to speak up. Have a conversation with your manager or your HR department. Be prepared to make a case for why you deserve a raise, and be open to feedback. Remember, your work is valuable. You deserve to be fairly compensated for your skills, your experience, and your contributions. Your work should be fairly compensated and recognized. The fourth sign is a lack of advancement opportunities. Imagine being stuck in the same position, doing the same tasks, day in and day out, year after year. It feels like you're running in place, doesn't it? You see, growth and development are fundamental aspects of any job. They not only enhance your skills, but also boost your confidence and job satisfaction. But in a toxic work environment, these opportunities are often scarce or non-existent. You might notice that promotions seem to be based on favoritism rather than merit, or perhaps there's a lack of training and development programs to help you upskill. It's like being in a room with a ceiling that's too low, limiting your ability to stand tall and reach new heights. When you're stuck in your role with no room for growth, it can be incredibly demoralizing. It's like being in a never-ending tunnel with no light at the end. This stagnation can lead to feelings of frustration, dissatisfaction, and can even make you question your worth as a professional. Remember, everyone deserves the opportunity to evolve, to learn new things, and to advance in their career. And if you're in a workplace that doesn't provide these opportunities, it can feel like you're being held back from reaching your full potential. A toxic work environment may limit your potential and hinder your career progression. And finally, the fifth sign is the absence of promotion of self-care. All too often, workplaces fail to appreciate the importance of promoting self-care among their employees. This goes beyond just ensuring physical well-being and delves into the realm of mental and emotional health. When the work environment doesn't prioritize these aspects, it can lead to a number of negative outcomes. Think about it. If you're constantly working under stress, with no time to relax or recharge, it's only a matter of time before you start feeling the strain. You may start experiencing symptoms of burnout, such as chronic fatigue, insomnia, and a loss of motivation. You may find your productivity dwindling and your satisfaction with your job plummeting. And in the worst-case scenario, your physical health may even start to suffer. A lack of self-care promotion also impacts work-life balance. If your job is all-consuming, leaving no time for personal pursuits or family time, it can create a sense of imbalance and dissatisfaction. Remember, life is not solely about work. We all need time to engage in activities that we enjoy, to relax and unwind, and to spend quality time with our loved ones. So if you're in a work environment that doesn't encourage you to take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health, you might be dealing with a toxic workplace. Taking care of yourself should be a priority, not an afterthought. If any of these signs resonate with you, it may be time to reassess your work environment and consider making changes for your own well-being. What you're feeling isn't something to brush aside, it's a call to action. Now you might wonder, where do I start? Well, let me share a few steps you could take. First, initiate a dialogue. Open conversations with your supervisors, managers, or human resources department. This might seem daunting, but remember, you're voicing valid concerns that need to be addressed. Explain your feelings, the signs you've noticed, and how they're impacting your work and overall well-being. Secondly, seek support. Look for allies in your workplace, colleagues who might be experiencing the same issues, or who can lend you their ears and their voice. Outside of work, don't hesitate to lean on friends, family, or mental health professionals. They can provide advice, comfort, and perspective. Now, let's talk about self-care. It's not just a buzzword, it's a necessity. Prioritize your mental and emotional health. Establish boundaries between your professional and personal life. Take regular breaks, engage in activities you enjoy, and ensure you're getting enough rest. Your well-being is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And lastly, consider your options. If your workplace continues to be toxic and changes aren't being made, it might be time to explore other opportunities. Remember, you're not stuck. You have skills, experience, and talent that other employers will value and respect. Toxic work environments are not normal, and they're certainly not inevitable. Recognizing the signs is the first step, taking action is the next. You have the power to change your situation. You deserve to work in a positive and supportive environment that values your well-being. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself and make changes that benefit your overall happiness and fulfillment.